Let me set it off a little bit. Show them what we doing today.
You don't even have to take the locks down, nigga. Come on, son.
Now we gotta keep talking just in case YouTube wants to.
Natural African black woman, blessed on you. Give enough attention, make don't ignore you.
You hear that?
Give you all my time, girl, I have to explore you. Empress.
I'm not rich, I'm not lying.
Natural African black woman, blessed on you.
We letting the hook rock.
Give you enough attention, make don't ignore you. Give you all my time, girl, I have to explore you. Empress, no bag man, not tour you.
So, yo.
Victim. Fire.
All right, man.
Fire.
All right, man. So this is what we gonna do. This is what we doing today.
What's up?
We gotta talk about these guys, man. Damn, man. Like, I wish we had some black women in the room though, for real though. Yeah. But like, yo,
nice to have.
I don't want to call people names like clowns, stupid, and all that shit because they already are. Like, you gotta be. You gotta be. You have to. You gotta be. I always say this, man. Like, when black women love what you're doing, you're only gonna excel.
Yeah,
you're only gonna succeed.
Definitely.
Like they spawn off too many other crowds. Like, if black women like something, other women follow it. Men follow it. That's where the girls are at. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
real
definitely. Shit. Especially in like, well, with everything.
So the fact that these guys, look, we're doing so much talking. I apologize, everybody listening. You guys don't even know. Probably half of y'all don't even know what we're talking about. Maybe y'all are tuned in, but there's a podcast. Not even so much a podcast. They're more of a YouTube channel. They're really more of a YouTube, not a podcast. But there's this YouTube.
Yeah.
Fresh and Fit.
Something like that along those lines.
They're a show, a YouTube
show. Yeah, a YouTube show, Fresh and Fit.
Yeah.
They're a Red Pill. If you don't know Red Pill, we'll explain that at some other point. But they're a Red Pill community. Well, Wani, take over, because you know more about a little about them than I do. But they're a YouTube channel. There are these two guys, a couple of them, but it's two guys on the show.
Yeah,
they talk about dating tips. They went viral plenty of times within the last year. But their YouTube show is picked up really. They have a lot of
a lot of extreme, like the things that they're a YouTube show, Red Pill, I guess, in the manosphere, but in the manosphere, I would say they have a couple extreme ideas when it comes to like certain things, you know what I mean?
But they give out dating tips to men. They're trying to basically wake men up of this this blue pill society that they're stuck in with the whole putting women first and not making their happiness paramount, which is something I'm not even gonna lie. I remind fellas to do that too. Your happiness is paramount. Us and those guys were completely different as far as like how we attack it, because those guys will bring girls on the show, and oftentimes it's like, girls who like, they just have different faces, but they're all the same kind of girls. You know, rarely do they have like, some women who are.
It doesn't seem like they really vet their women.
They don't. Nah, when like they bring on, I think they aim to bring on the same type of girls all the time
to probably
kind of
show us how many girls out there, how many girls actually out there that are like that.
That's I guess maybe that's their aim. I would assume so.
And when we say
that's
like
the
that,
idea of it.
And when we say like that, we mean that they don't know anything really about.
They're materialistic. They're trying to date your pockets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hypergamy.
Yeah, hypergamy. Where does that drop?
Yeah, but these fellas, honestly, like, listen, when I first got wind of these wind, let me be talking like I'm on some big network channel and shit. Yeah, when I first heard about these dudes, I was like, oh, this is dope, because they went viral for the whole what to do when a girl flakes on you. Yeah. Which, happens to fellas. Like, you talk to some shorties, and you're supposed to link up, and she cancels last minute. That's the first clip I ever seen of these guys, and that's when they went viral.
Yeah, me too.
But even to that sense, that was like kind of extreme.
It was definitely. They've been extreme from the jump.
Yeah, they were on some extreme shit. They were on some city boy shit. Like my boy said, like, yo, go to the next room, call the next shorty. You know what I mean? And
give her
if shorty so happens to hear, you know what I mean?
Give her competition anxiety or some shit like that.
Competition anxiety. I was like, yo, whoa.
Nah, the niggas be saying some wild shit, but yo, we've been talking enough.
Super extreme shit.
we've been talking enough. Money, you able to plug us in and switch us up? I want to show you. I want to play some of the stuff that they've been saying, and then we can react to it.
Okay.
I mean, we've already seen it, but I want everybody else to see and hear this. Yeah, let's get that popping.
Implications, but if you guys are in our community, we talk about. It's funny, I never used that one, bro. What about the black dating app called Black? It's funny, I never used that one, bro. But hey, man. I mean, hey, bro, if you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, go for it, man. LaQuisha. Yeah, like me and Fresh aren't really down with the brown like that. Man. We ain't night riders.
Nah,
so
bro, I'm good.
Sometimes if they're red bone, but like in general, me and Fresh don't dabble in the dark. If you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Okay, so last one, guys.
Final round.
Now we're not gonna mention names for certain reasons.
All right, we pause. That's enough. Okay. This comes out. This is actually that's been out months ago. That was months ago. That didn't go viral because they weren't really paying. Black women and everybody else weren't really paying attention to them. This is only now coming back out recently because Asia Doll,
she went on their show
rapper,
apparently.
Yeah, she went on the show, and they had a little viral moment, and where he was almost he was making an attempt to throw her out, kick her off the show, basically.
Yeah.
And after that, then people went digging, and then this came out. So, fellas, how do you thoughts on that on what they said there?
As being a black man, and they address like their preferences, like okay, yeah, women could say this and that about their preferences, so men should be able to say this and that their preferences, which is fine. Everyone has their own preferences.
Yeah.
But
I think that was used as a little bit of a scapegoat.
But to see that women, like especially black women, been criticized and all that shit for so long, it's just like, nah, you can't just be saying shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's not what it's definitely what they said, and it's definitely how they said it, right? But if you have a preference, that's fine. But you can't be dissing black women while saying you have a preference. You know what I mean?
The thing I caught from that, sorry, I don't know if
No, go ahead.
The thing I kind of caught from that was like, like my boy was like, he was kind of using like, I'm not a night rider or down with the brown.
Yeah,
just kind of like, those are not to say he is dissing, but it's like those terms are used by like white people or Caucasian people, you know what I mean? Those are like racial slurs in a sense. Like if it's one thing to say, okay, boom, I don't date black women, but like you went so far to kind of, you know what I mean, put it and say it in that term, you know what I mean? Shaniquas and I'm not down with the brown, and you know what I mean? So just him saying that in a sense, kind of, you can see what kind of background that you has. You might have grew up with a lot of white people, you know what I mean, or grew up in like a suburban area where there's a lot of white people, and it's like it's cool to like bash black people or whatever. He's like, oh, I don't like black girls or whatever, you know what I mean?
But to go on your point, I don't even think that it's even that far. I think that he's felt that like his following and his clout got him this far, so it's like he can say whatever he wants to say. But you just have to realize, like, bro, it's not necessarily right things to say, but there's definitely wrong things you can fucking say.
Yeah, I see what you're saying on that, but like there's you can say that. I can say I don't like black women, you know what I mean? Which by all means I love black women. But I can just say, yo, I don't like black women. Like I'm not, you know what I mean? That's not my preference. I can say it without having to say, oh, I don't date Shaniquas, or I'm not down with the brown. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those
and
are kind of like that's something a Caucasian person would say. You know what I mean?
No,
or like somebody outside of the black race would say.
To clean up your statement, right? If I had to say something like that, right? I would definitely say, all right, the women that I go for are of lighter tone, or the specific I like. In an instance of like what better for him to say, right? Mm-hmm. I would say something along like I would prefer like, all right, say Latin women or Italian women or something like that. But if someone says specifically like, yo, do you like black women? I'll be like, all right, well, I don't go that way. Like, you know what I mean? That's not my preference. But there's just ways of delaying your message that won't fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's definitely true.
That won't fucking crush you and make you look like a fucking idiot.
To be honest, to make it like short and sweet, you could have just said, like, my boy could have been like, yo, I don't deal with hood things or hood girls. You know what I mean? Like, of that stature, like. And it's not even to say, like, I don't know.
Which is stupid for him because he had enough black girls on his podcast.
Yeah. There's multiple black girls that go on the Fresh and Fit podcast.
I watch the show often.
It's just weird. Yeah,
I watch the show often, and watching the show often, you know that he doesn't bring those girls onto the show.
Oh, really?
No, he doesn't bring.
No, you know, actually, yeah, it's my boy. It's the next guy. I guess there's like one guy that brings on the girls or vets all the girls to come on.
Are you saying like on the table, there won't be dark-skinned girls on the table?
No, what I'm saying is just like how we're on the show right now and we had a bunch of women, none of us brought the women here.
Say the voice of reason, bro.
Yeah.
All right, but regardless, he'll have them on the show.
Yeah. He doesn't.
We don't know.
I've watched the show.
We're meeting them like an hour before the show.
All right.
You know
my point is,
or maybe
dark-skinned women are on the show. Mm-hmm. Yes or no?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So it's not to be like, all right, cool. All the dark-skinned women he met that are on the show were ratchet. You know what I mean? So he should have enough sense.
Wait. Where does the ratchet part come in now?
Well, that's what he's saying with Shaniquas and whatever.
Oh, right. Okay, got you.
As a preference to what he's saying.
Got you.
That's what he's saying.
Mm-hmm. It's not what he said. I disagree. That's not what he said.
What he said?
But like this, because he's a man that always talks about being straightforward too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the way I looked at it is like, yo, fam, when you state certain things, like he could have easily went around it. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that always talks about not wasting your time to argue or state certain things too, right? Mm-hmm. So look at it like this, fam. If you don't like a preference of people, why state it? This is the first thing. Secondly, if you're gonna state something, why drag it on and state more unless you're trying to provoke somebody?
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
He could have stopped it at the same one thing. Instead, he continued to say, I'm not down with the brown. I'm this, I'm that. I don't dabble in the dark. Why go through all that? He could have just said, yeah, I don't really talk to black girls like that. Keep it moving.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That simple as that. 100%. That's why I said, like,
the only reason you continue to keep bringing other things up is if you're trying to provoke people. You're trying to draw something out. Maybe he wanted to go viral with what he was saying.
Yeah, and that's why I say, I think their podcast is kind of based off of extreme views, or they'll go to like some of the stuff they say makes sense, and they do have, like, my boy does have some good points, but there's a lot of extreme shit in there that's just like, yo, you don't, like, you gone too far, Biggs. Like,
yeah, but you see, the thing is, the difference between us and I think a lot of his followers. Now I'm just speaking in the hypotheticals because I don't really watch the show like that. I heard of it, you don't know, but I don't really. It's not something I plug on every day. Mm-hmm. Like, to me, his followers are more like, all right, they're word for word his fucking speeches. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To us, if I listen to it, I know what to take and what to be like. All right, no, that's extreme. That's like, you know what I mean? All right, that might be some jewels because they probably have some jewels on there.
Yeah.
All right. Because what I heard, I think they also have like business shit on their shit too.
But we're the man them. We're the man them.
That's what I'm saying.
Remember, he's not speaking to the man them.
But that's what I'm saying. So his followers, might listen to his shit word for word and then perform their shit to the extreme where, all right, so they bring a shorty to the crib, right? But it might be the first time shorty comes to the crib. You don't know, right? And all of a sudden she's like, yo, she don't want to give it the pussy. But he's out here like, yo, fam, go to the next room, make a phone call, make sure she hears you, all that shit, boom, 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 boom. It's like, well, why are you doing all that? If you don't want to give you the pussy, all right, well, you know what I mean? Yeah. This is what I thought would happen, you know, if you want to leave, you want to leave.
Yeah. Doing all the extra shit.
If you don't want the shorty around, all right, cool, it's your place, yeah. If it's hers, nigga, just leave.
As simple as
if
that.
If it's yours,
you can tell shorty,
bro, just ask her to leave. That's it.
It's either you leave or you can tell shorty to leave.
He thought this was gonna happen. I don't want to put no pressure on you, but you know what I mean? You can go your way. The Uber's outside, don't worry, I'll take care of that. Or you don't know, you drove here. Whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah. There's simpler situations.
But you don't have, like Tamani said, you don't have to drag it on. But I think his followers are on that same, bro, you lead and we'll follow type of shit. Cause look where you are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cause that's the type of fucking.
But you see, it's
the machismo he puts together.
Yeah. What I would assume is like it's a lot of dudes, a lot of young guys, I would say, that are in the realm of like they're not getting pussy. You know what I mean? That are following this stuff to kind of, especially like early, like 21, like looks like there's a like I would assume there's a lot of young fans. You know what I mean?
I mean, all right, look at it like
but
this.
There's the one thing I will say, like there's good things that do come out of that podcast. You know what I mean? Or whatever the YouTube channel you want to call it. You know what I mean? There's things to take from it, but not everything. You know what I mean? Don't absorb everything. And
it's crazy to me. So like when I first heard these guys, I was like, oh, okay, these guys are weirdo niggas. And why? And how did I make that assumption, you're wondering? Easy. Because I looked at the girls that were coming on the show and I looked at the way he was talking to them, and I'm like, this is not a nigga who sounds like he has game. This is not a nigga who sounds like he knows how to finesse them draws. This is not a nigga who sounds like he knows what a flex joint. It doesn't sound like this nigga can have a flex joint. It doesn't sound like this nigga is. Oh man, how do I say it, man? Like it did, right off the rip. I was like, this nigga can't get the girls that I get. He can't talk to the girls that I get. I talk to black women. Yeah. Predominantly.
Yes. Oh, definitely.
No, definitely.
But like, he can't get the girls that I talk to. He wouldn't be able to handle it. And I don't want to say handle like a black woman is hard to handle or is much to handle, but he wouldn't know what to do with them hips. He wouldn't know what to do with that. And every woman has attitude, first of all. But he wouldn't know what to do with all of that.
I'm sorry. To what you said right there, yeah, black women are different. Black women are different to handle.
I know.
You have to have some stones. You have to know.
Yes. I just don't want y'all black women to get upset at us for saying handle y'all, because it sounds like y'all are a lot. You know what I'm saying?
No. Yo, it just is what it is. A black woman's gonna call you out when you on some bullshit. A woman of another race might give you some leeway. Nah, nigga, there's no leeway.
Let's spit some truth here. Let's spit some truth here. If I was an Asian nigga, I'd be intimidated to holler at a black chick, and it has nothing to even do with you being mean or being aggressive to me. Really, it's more just that I don't think you're enemy. One, I wouldn't think you're enemy, and two, you probably have you're like what you just said. They're more confident. They're more like
they're niggas. They're like niggas. How niggas walk around and how other races feel intimidated around niggas. Like, yo, fam, he might take my girl. He might say something. He might approach me. You don't know. It's the same thing with a black woman.
Ladies,
he might call me out. That's the same thing with a black woman. The straightforwardness. They're scared of that.
A black woman will tell you your kicks are beat. Like, she'll look at you and be like, nigga, your kicks are beat. Like,
yo, I seen the clip. I wish I had it. It was a meme. It was like one of those dudes where he's like, they're on the streets and they're talking to somebody. And so it's just like, I think he's a small white dude, shorter white dude to this bigger black woman. She's a little big and taller than him. And he goes, hey, how you doing? What's your name? She tells him her name, and he goes, would you date me? And then she goes, and I'm not even a front. Shorty was looking like a 4. Shorty was looking like a 4. All right, she was looking like a 4, and she looked at him and said, "No."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Why not?" And she goes, "Look at you. Look at me." That's the first thing she said. That's the first thing she said. Shorty was a 4.
This not look good.
She was a 4, and she said, "Look at you. Look at me." And then he goes, "What?" And she goes, "What are you wearing? What is this?" And looking up the tag on his shirt and shit, and I'm like, God damn,
nigga,
God damn, like, how do you finesse around that?
You see, like, only black men can handle that.
Now check this out.
I wouldn't say no only black men. You just have to
majority
be confident
of black men.
No, you just gotta be.
A lot of niggas can't handle that, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
the majority.
That's what I mean. Only black men can handle that.
But not only.
Have some sort of rebuttal for that.
Not only.
But you see, black women are testing you on that shit. Like, it's not to say that shorty's not gonna give you her number, but she's doing that shit to kind of test you to see what you're gonna rebuttal with. You know what I mean? Are you gonna fold? Are you a type of nigga that's gonna fold?
No, that's when it comes to the
confidence.
You know what I
mean? Yeah, 100%.
You have to have confidence.
But you know what's funny though?
It's
not just black women, which is why that what he said there, what Myron said there, yeah, nigga, I know your name. What Myron said there, it's like, yo, he said two names. They said LaQuisha or Shanikas or whatever, and it's like trying to say like these girls are ghetto or these girls are from the hood or whatever. Okay, look, we all remember that clip, which was staged when Shorty was hollering, or dude's hollering at the Shorty. He's like, yeah. And she's like, yo, who you, like, you're saying, yo, like, talk to me like a lady. Your kicks are beat. They were going back and forth.
She was a Tims.
Said, your Tims is choking.
She was aggressive. She could have easily walked away. She was aggressive. And it's like, yo, you'll find those kind of women in every race of women. But one thing I think that is in common with them is hip hop. Because I think hip hop breeds the most aggressive people. As far, not like in the world, but like the most aggressive people who are in this urban, like if you know what BET is, if you know what BET is, you know what I'm saying? Like, like that word urban. Fuck that means, but urban. But like, yeah, if you listen to hip hop, then no matter what race you are, you have the potential to be more aggressive, more whatever. And that's just with dealing with like, and not aggressive, I don't want to say aggressive, more confident, let's say. Because there's a bravado thing with rap and hip hop, is that like, yo, you are the best, you are fly, you are dope, you are all of that. So it's like, yo, black women walk outside with that. You see it in their hairstyles. Shorty comes out with banging hairstyles, and it's like, oh, you know that she's been in the mirror for a minute doing her thing. Like, yo, I love the way black girls slick down their baby hair. Like, I don't understand this nigga. Like, yo, first of all, I dated a Shanika and I dated. Let's not use that word. Let's not use that word. I text. I know a few LaQuishas.